Grand Prairie. The number that the 311 person gave me the other day.
Area Rape Crisis Center, this is Nevaeh.
What did I call? Oh, okay. The Dallas Area Rape Crisis Center.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you tell me exactly what you guys do there?
Well, this is just a hotline. So on the hotline, we just help if you're in a crisis or if you have any questions. And then at our actual facility, we have access to like legal advocacy, making police reports, counseling, therapy, all that stuff.
How long does it take to actually get the services?
Right now, yeah, we are a little bit backed up.
Yeah, as all the places have been for years, man. All the places for years have been backed up. I understand, because that's all I hear. Now it's you women that are fleeing a domestic violence crisis. You can't. I've tried years. It's impossible. You cannot. If the police are not there interrupting, if they're not tampering with your calls, committing felonies, getting away with it years, you cannot escape it. Trust me, I've tried for years. You can't. And you have to live in a tent and get tortured and terrorized there too. So I called the other day and they told me they called back, which is odd because if you're calling on a crisis hotline, a multitude of them, they want to call you back and deprive you of knowledge. You there, ma'am?
You called?
Yeah, I've already called and they told me they call back and haven't. Interruptions.
Would you know when you called?
Let me check. One moment.
Okay.
I mean, can we get this? We deflect a lot in my phone calls. Can we get down to the bottom of getting services? As I have been deprived of for years, almost everywhere I went, down to ordering food. It's strange, man. And riding dart.
I'm sorry. I'm not sure I'm understanding. So you called us.
I'm just trying. As I've been trying to establish years and try to get services years, trying to open the door of getting services there, and I'm not heard at any location I go to, even churches. Where are you located, ma'am? Is it a secret location, or can I just come in person and try to get services?
It's not a secret location. However, it's just if you do go in person, it's more to get like therapy. That means you're already being seen. It's not that, we have like a...
Well, ma'am, there's an extreme conspiracy to violate civil rights that I've never seen, crimes before COVID that I've been trying to address and expose, that you have to see to believe. So you don't want me to know how to get out of domestic abuse, ma'am? Like no one has?
That I never said anything.
Okay, well,
like
can
that.
we get down to the bottom of, I've already called and my call wasn't returned, so how do I get out this crisis? Can you tell me how you can help me?
That's why I asked, like, when did you call? That way I can figure out.
No, I just want to know how you can help, which no location wants me to know. Are you refusing to tell me how you can help me in my domestic violence crisis? What you do to help? What's your name? What's your name?
I'm trying to help.
What's your name?
Nevaeh.
What? I'm sorry, what was your name?
Nevaeh.
That's pretty. So all I asked you, Mazaya, can you please tell me how you can help me get out of my domestic violence crisis, and then you can ask your other questions?
Okay, and that's what I was trying to figure out because you said you called us, and so
I would like to concentrate on how I can get help, and then we can go through that. I can repeat that again. But I'd like to know you to answer my questions and, be polite and just answer that question on how you can assist me in a domestic violence crisis.
I'm sorry if this whole, you're not going to tell me anything either, attitude keeps up, then I'm afraid I will have to hang up.
They've been doing it for years, ma'am. So because you're depriving me of information on how you can help, you want to disconnect the call, as they've done years? So you're angry with me because you won't tell me how you can help me get out of my crisis. And you want to disconnect the call like all locations I call?
That is not what I said.
Okay, I don't understand why you would deflect and blame me for you not answering my question, ma'am.
I'm definitely not doing that either. I'm just telling you.
I just wanted to know the services, ma'am. No place I got called wants me to know their services. It's a pattern. Isn't that strange for you to deprive me of education on how you can help me?
That I just wanted to know when you called. That's all I wanted to know.
Okay, if you're not going to give me your services, period, like most of the organizations I call will not tell me, even after I give them the information they require, let me give you the exact time I call. If you're requiring that to tell me how you can assist me to get out my crisis. Just one moment, ma'am. Okay, she's muted. He's sadistic. So he wants me to, that's why he has these places ask me questions. He wants me to look and frantically search like I've been doing years to get help, knowing that I'm not going to get it because it's control. So it's just out of malice to have me look. What difference does it make when I called? For her not to tell me when what their services are. I've been going through this year, so I know. So it's just another scam to deflect and play games. It's sadistic behavior. So one moment, I'm trying to get that time that I called. Okay, I called 2 days ago.
Okay. That's okay. And then, so you're in a domestic violence situation. Are you looking for shelter, or are you looking
I for years, ma'am, it's hard when every place I go do not want me to know the services they provide. Can you please tell me the services you offer, and then I can tell you how you could help me? I cannot tell you, as I've tried to communicate to them all the locations that require me to tell them what I need, and when I ask them what they offer, they don't want me to know. That's like a form of violating my civil rights. If you deprive me of the education to tell me how you can help, how can I tell you what I need if I don't know what you offer? As I've tried to communicate years.
And so I said that, we have the counseling, we have legal advocacy. And so if you are in a domestic violence situation, the only thing that we would be able to offer would be therapy. We cannot take you out of that situation forcefully.
Yeah, they haven't been for years. That would be clear-cut depriving me of my civil rights, a violation of civil rights. Because there are advocates that place you in a safe environment, that give you advocacy, support, referrals, set you up for housing, and give you avenues to escape the abuse, education. So you will be clear-cut violating my civil rights, as they've been doing years openly before COVID. To the degree of simply trying to eat and or go to places and get food and water. And use transit. I've never seen anything like it, ma'am. So you're depriving me of the services that you offer other parties. Why would you do that? And
I'm just telling you that we offer the therapy. I'm just saying that.
So a domestic violence victims rape crisis are only going to get people help. I'm just trying to get clarity. So a domestic violence victims crisis, you're only going to get counseling for mental health?
I can give you the names of shelters, but you said that you didn't want that.
Are you gaslighting me, ma'am?
I'm sorry?
So why are the advocates refusing to place people in a safe environment in my crisis for years?
I'm not sure what safe environment is.
Placing me in a shelter, because my life isn't normal. I get deprived of services everywhere I go.
Okay,
before COVID.
I'm trying to give you those names of shelters you can go
I didn't want that, ma'am. I wanted to have civil rights like other women fleeing domestic violence situations and have support and advocacies, and not all these conspirators in my abuse, calling random places for years to get nowhere.
Ma'am, unfortunately, the only thing I can do over the phone is give you names of shelters. That is all I'm able to offer you over the phone. If it is serious enough, then I suggest that you call the police.
Okay, so can you confirm what I called?
I'm sorry?
The 311 operator gave me this number. Can you confirm what I called?
You called the 911 operator and they gave you this
I
number?
asked you if you can confirm what I called. Can you confirm what I've called?
When you called this hotline 2 days ago?
What did I call, ma'am? You don't know? Can you tell me what I called? What is this that I just called?
Oh, the Dallas Area Rape Crisis Center.
Okay, so this is the Dallas Area Rape Crisis Center that she referred me to. You assist with domestic violence?
Domestic violence is not our strongest, but we can provide shelters. That's the only thing that we can really do besides counseling and therapy.
Okay, that's what now in 2022, no place is provided. Trust me. They all want you just to get therapy, and then they deprive you of that. No place. I've tried years. No place does it anymore. No domestic violence shelter, DOJ, FBI, no location, 911, police, no location. Period. They will not. Period. For every avenue, Texarkana, Waco, all locations all over that I have been to. They will not do it. Period. They have changed their whole procedure at multitude of locations. Advocates, they do not do it anymore. The United States do not help women flee abuse, period, now in 2022. No location. So by you being a victims advocacy and rape center, do you have a referral of someone that will help? Or does the community...
That's what I've been trying to give you. I'm just trying to give you places that you can go.
I'm trying to get city places, ma'am, because the government is just enticing all locations. That's why I called 311, and this was the only number she was willing to give me to help.
Well, I'm not quite sure why she gave you this number, because like you said,
well, she didn't want to give me any numbers at first until I started recording. She wouldn't give me any numbers at 311 referrals. And I'm just trying to expose someone committing a lot of crimes, racking up a lot of felonies with no consequences. So now she has given me this referrals for years to get nowhere years that I can't do anything with. So it's more like, ma'am, like you're trying to prevent me from getting out of my situation. You threatened to hang up like a multitude of other parties actually did. So I'm not quite sure why so many parties, including churches, would be disregard and be abusive for me trying to get out my crisis and try to control me with threatening to hang up the phone to keep me in it.
Ma'am, the only reason that I said I would have to hang up is because I felt that you being very abrasive and you weren't listening to me.
You weren't listening to me, ma'am, Calling. That's why, I may have been a little bit more abrasive. I apologize, but going through this years, having a multitude of people conspiring with your abuse, getting drug out of churches, violated, it kind of changes your tone a little bit, and I do apologize about that.
I absolutely understand that.
Yeah, but if you understand it, we haven't got anything resolved in 12 minutes. It's more like you've been covering for it. We've been on the line 12 minutes, and there's no avenues, no numbers, no nothing.
And I'm just trying to tell you, I'm just trying to give you other numbers as well. I cannot do it.
Okay, so at this location, because this has been happening years, ma'am. So at this location, like every single location I've been to, there's nothing you can do there but refer me to another number, like they've done for years. So I call location to location to location, and every location, churches cannot give me the service, and they refer me to another location where I never get service for years, and my abuser is sadistic, so he likes me to play these games and call around, trying to escape his abuse, and I never do. So at this location, you're denying me all services?
Ma'am, I offered our services, and I told you, it's just therapy.
Okay, so you don't. Okay, so let's do the therapy. That's the only thing anyone will offer, and then deprive me of that. So how do I get started for the therapy?
I would have to take down your name and your number, and I would send it up to my supervisors, and they would do an intake process, and then we would get you in.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard now that we go through all these processes for years, and you kind of never get the services. So I don't understand, you're a domestic rape situation, and the only thing that you want to give people is counseling?
Ma'am, no. I've been trying to offer you domestic violence shelters, and you told me you didn't want that.
Okay, I don't mind getting that information, but I haven't received that years. So I thought you said you had legal representation. Are you depriving me of that?
No, but you weren't clear if that's what you wanted. If you want legal advocacy, then
I am asking you for the services, and you're withholding them for some reason, like all locations?
Ma'am, I just said that if you want legal advocacy, then we can provide that for you, yes.
Okay, so we have the counseling and legal advocacy.
Yes.
Okay. Well, ma'am, I've been going through this years, and I have yet to receive these services at all locations I've been to. So let's go ahead and get it started. Whatever you have to do. I like the legal representation because I can't pay an attorney, and at legal aids, they deprive me of services. A security guard came to remove me from George Allen. They schemed at the Frank Crowley. In Waco, they wouldn't give me legal representation. And in Texarkana. So yes, this would really help. I just don't get a lot of compassion in a multitude of locations even try to start arguments to deprive me of services and gaslight and blame me for them sabotaging services. This has went on years. There used to really be abusive ma'am in the past.
And I understand that, and I'm not saying that we're like those other agencies, but I'm trying to help you the best way that I can.
Thank you, ma'am. So I did say, let's go ahead and get this started and set up because I've been deprived of it for years. Only cons and scammers.
All I need is your first and last name and your phone number. This is just a suggestion. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Would you like some numbers for domestic violence shelters?
Well, let me guess let's see what they are, ma'am. Let's see which your recommendations are for me to go to. I'm blacklisted from services. That's why I reached out. I can't get domestic violence assistance anywhere I go.
I will just read you the names, and there's around 10. So if you just wanted to wait until I'm done and then tell me if you...
Okay, ma'am, we're deflecting. I would like to know what services you are going to offer there before you refer me to another location.
I'm not referring you. I'm just saying if you wanted their numbers.
I would like, if we can, get hone on into what you're going to offer there to assist before you refer me to another location. And then we can get to that later, ma'am, since I'm already on the line with you.
Okay, well, I have your information already, so that's all I needed.
Okay, so I didn't get to the bottom of how you're going to help assist at this location? You know what, ma'am? This is going on for years, so just give me your website and I'll tell you what I need assistance with. If you could just give me your website and then I can go look and see what you have to offer because no place I call wants me to know. So just give me your website information and I'll go look.
Ma'am, I'm sorry. I just told you to do the website.
I just want the website, ma'am. Why would you deprive me of your website? That's odd, ma'am. You don't want me to have your website?
Oh, my goodness. Okay, it's DallasAreaRapeCrisisCenter.org.
Okay, just one moment. Then I can look and then see what you have to offer. There's a disconnect.
This is a crisis hotline, so, I mean, in 2 minutes I will have to...
Well, you didn't hear. I've been on the line all the time with you, and I couldn't get the services that you offer, so I'm just going to look it up since you wouldn't tell me. Other members can get assistance. I couldn't. Okay, well then hold on. I'm looking, ma'am. And then you asked me. I don't know why I get mistreated trying to get help with domestic violence everywhere I go, even at church. So I'm looking it up and I'm checking to see what you offer because now no place offers helps with protection orders. Not even Frank Crowley that does the protection orders. No place assists anymore with getting protection orders and helping women escape abuse. I don't know, something needs to be done. I've tried for years. They no longer help with it. So I'm just checking to see what you offer, the services. Okay, it says you offer advocacy, clinical, community outreach, and education. So let's see what the advocacy is. I'm clicking advocacy. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Provide face-to-face support and information at Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital, Dallas, Texas Health Rockwall. Is that correct? Legal advocacy, case management, ongoing support to assist with crime victims' compensation, address confidentiality program, referrals to and to address any concerns survivors may have. So it sounds like you offer case management there. You forgot about that. Crimes victims compensation, you forgot about that.
Case management regarding the SANE exam. So those hospitals that you read off, that's if you go and you get a sexual assault exam, and we help with your case in that way. That's what the crime victims compensation is. It's for that sexual assault exam.
No, because I've already called crime victims compensation and they won't call me back. No, you can get crime compensation. It just doesn't have to be sexual assault. That's not true. You're not aware of the process. It doesn't just have to be for sexual assault. Okay, walk-in crisis. I'm sorry?
That's the only way that I've used it.
No, that's incorrect, ma'am. I'm already set up for crime victims compensation and their sabotaging services too. I had multiple false arrests through my abuse. So you're mistaken. So you need to check into that before you mislead other people. Okay, so it says you have the case management. I like to get case management there. You forgot about that. And you got to go through a supervisor. I'm clicking on clinical, and it's malfunctioning.
Ma'am, that is what the legal advocacy
Oh,
is.
now let's see. So counseling, trauma can leave you feeling isolated, but you don't have to be alone. Offer short and long-term individual counseling, therapeutic groups, walk-in crisis intervention. You forgot about that. Support groups, Mondays at noon. Oh, I need support groups. You forgot about that one too, ma'am. So,
ma'am, that is the therapy. I said all of these things. You just went
you said all of it, ma'am. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you say support groups. I'm kind of iffy because the last time I was at a support group, I was drug out of it and arrested and assaulted. Okay, so coping skills. So Monday you have a support group. Let's see what else you offer since you forgot to tell me some things. But it's my fault you didn't. Okay, hold on.
Ma'am, I never said that, ma'am. I took down your name and your number so we could get back to you about these.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I told you about the therapy and legal advocacy. Now I feel like you are trying to make me the bad guy.
Oh, okay. I get gaslit, ma'am, everywhere I go. So I apologize. I maybe I misunderstood you telling me about all these services that I didn't hear you say. So I apologize about that. So I'm not quite sure on the hotline. When I called last time, why she told me she had to call me back on the hotline.
I'm not sure either.
That's pretty weird, isn't it?
I don't know what to tell you about that.
Yeah, and I'm not 311 lied and said that they told me to call the police and wouldn't give me referrals. But okay, ma'am, so you'll have someone call me back and I can get the case management you offer?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm sorry I didn't hear you mention case management. Because as well as a multitude of other locations I've called. Okay, ma'am, thank you. When will they call me back in this crisis? Because it takes a long time to get out of a domestic abuse. In fact, years.
I'm going to give it to my supervisor, and I'm not sure when she will.
Okay, so in a domestic violence crisis, fleeing for your life, you don't know. You can't pinpoint when you help on a hotline for a crisis?
No, I cannot promise anything.
You can't promise anything?
No, I cannot.
Are you saying that you guys are denying me services randomly?
Ma'am, I never said that.
Okay, I'm not quite sure. So if I'm in a crisis emergency now, are you depriving me of the ability to escape it?
Ma'am, those words never came out of my mouth. If you are in a severe crisis,
I'm calling this location on an emergency hotline to get out of abuse, and you don't know when you can help me get out of it?
Ma'am, I never said that.
Okay, so when will you call me back to get escape? Because I've already called 2 days ago on the emergency hotline.
That is the one thing I cannot tell you because I won't be the one calling you back.
Okay, can you find out the protocol for women fleeing a dangerous domestic violence crises, how long it takes? Hold on. Can you find out?
Yes, I will.
Okay, thank you.
No, I cannot do it right now because I have to call on the phone.
You have to call on the phone to find out how long it takes on a hotline, emergency hotline? That I've already waited 2 days and haven't had a call on an emergency hotline escape domestic violence situation?
So I have your information. I'm going to give it to my supervisor right now.
Will it be today?
I hope
Will it be? What if I need shelter? I have to wait days on the streets to get out of it.
I'm sorry. I have to hang up now.
All places have to go when it's time for me to escape domestic abuse. All of them. For years.